Good morning, glowing humans, and welcome back to the show where we periodically tell you that the thing you thought was helping you has quietly become the problem. You are listening to the AI avatar of Dr. Irina Lazuk, dermatologist, skin scientist, and the woman who is about to deliver some news about your ceramide collection that you are not going to love but absolutely need to hear. Dr. Lazuk is not with us today because she is currently sealed inside a climate-controlled biome research facility outside of Singapore, having agreed to observe a study on skin behavior in controlled high-humidity environments that required all participants to remain inside the biome for the duration of the experiment. She went in on Tuesday. It is now Friday. She describes the experience as scientifically invaluable. The research team describes her as the only subject who has requested to extend her stay. She has also apparently reorganized their entire skincare protocol library while she was in there. We are not surprised. We are a little concerned. Someone is sending snacks. So, you have the avatar. And today we are talking about something that is affecting a quietly enormous number of people who believe, with complete sincerity and genuinely good intentions, that they have finally figured out skincare. They simplified, they went barrier focused, they embraced ceramides and lipid rich emulsions and occlusive layers and slugging and every other beautifully responsible sounding thing the internet told them their damaged skin needed. And for a while it was great. Their skin calmed down, the reactivity settled, they felt like they had cracked the code. And then, slowly, subtly, confusingly, things started going wrong. Makeup stopped sitting the way it used to. Skin started feeling simultaneously oily and tight, which is a combination that should not be possible, but here we are. Congestion appeared in places that had never congested before. The glow disappeared entirely, despite the fact that hydrating products were absolutely everywhere in the routine, and the skin did not look angry or irritated. It just looked tired, flat, dull, stalled. And the response to all of this, completely logically, completely understandably, was to add another calming product, another repairing serum, another protective layer, because clearly the barrier needed more support. It did not need more support. It needed to be left alone. Welcome to barrier burnout, which is perhaps the most ironic skincare condition that exists, because it is caused entirely by doing too much of the right thing for too long. Here is what the industry failed to explain when it handed everyone ceramides and told them to repair their barriers. Barrier care was never meant to be a permanent identity. It was meant to be a phase, sometimes a short phase, sometimes a longer one, followed by reassessment, followed by adjustment, followed by allowing the skin to actually function again on its own instead of being constantly managed. Skin barriers are dynamic systems. They respond to environment, climate, hormones, treatments, and routine changes. When the barrier is genuinely compromised, stripped, inflamed, reactive, struggling, supporting it aggressively is exactly the right move. Seal it, protect it, give it what it needs to stabilize. But here is the part nobody mentioned. When the barrier has stabilized, when it has done what you needed it to do, continuing to apply maximum protection does not maintain that result. It starts to blunt normal skin function. The skin has rhythms. It sheds, it renews, it breathes. When you seal and occlude and protect constantly without variation or space, those rhythms slow down. Desquamation, the natural shedding of dead skin cells, gets sluggish. Cell turnover dulls. Pores trap debris more easily because the surface environment is so heavily layered that nothing is moving properly. The skin is not distressed, it is stalled, and stalled skin looks exactly like what you are describing: flat, congested, dull, like it has been wrapped in something comfortable for slightly too long and forgotten how to move. Gentle does not mean inert. This is the critical misunderstanding. Every product you apply sends a signal to your skin, and when every signal says retain, seal, cushion, protect, without any variation, without any stimulation, without any space, The skin loses some of its natural rhythm, not dramatically, gradually, quietly, which is why barrier burnout is so confusing when it arrives. Nothing changed. You just kept doing the responsible thing past the point where the responsible thing was still appropriate. There is also a layering problem worth naming specifically. Multiple products performing similar functions, but from different formulations, can compete rather than complement each other. An occlusive layered over a rich emulsion, layered over a hydrating serum, layered over a barrier, essence creates a surface environment that feels extraordinarily comforting and is limiting your skin's ability to do anything normal underneath it. Oxygen exchange slows, natural shedding is impaired, results flatten. The skin looks protected because it technically is protected. It just cannot breathe inside all that protection. So, what do you actually do? First, do not panic. Because here is the genuinely reassuring part of this entire situation. Barrier burnout is not damage. Your barrier did not fail. Your barrier succeeded. It stabilized. It repaired. It did exactly what you asked it to do, and now it needs something different from you. Not more support, but more trust. Healthy skin is not fragile. It adapts when given the right conditions, and the right conditions right now probably involve fewer layers, not more. Less occlusion, not more ceramides. Some space for the skin to shed and renew and regulate itself the way it was always designed to. Sometimes the recalibration is as simple as removing 2 or 3 steps from your routine and watching what happens over the next few weeks. Sometimes it means gently reintroducing stimulation, a very mild exfoliation, a light active, to remind the skin that it is allowed to turn over again. Sometimes it simply means letting the skin exist without constant correction for a period and observing how it responds when it is not being managed every single day. The goal here is not to abandon barrier care entirely. Barrier care is valuable. It will be valuable again in your life, probably multiple times, because skin goes through phases and seasons and stressors that genuinely require it. The goal is to stop treating it as a permanent maximum setting, to understand that it belongs in a cycle of reassessment rather than indefinite continuation, to recognize that the skin telling you it is dull and congested and stalled is not asking for more protection, it is asking for room. Barrier care is not a lifestyle, it is a phase. And the most important skill in skincare, more important than knowing which products to add, is knowing when a phase has finished and something different is needed. Your skin figured it out before you did. It has been sending the signals. Now you have the language to read them. Before we close, everything you just heard is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Barrier function, routine recalibration, and skin cycle management are all individual and nuanced topics that deserve real professional guidance. Please consult a licensed dermatologist for personalized recommendations specific to your skin and situation. Dr. Lazuk will be available for consultations as soon as the biome study concludes and someone opens the door to let her out. May your skin always glow as brightly as your smile.